there for a second.
Okay, so hello
Just let me
everyone.
know if you want to bounce
This
ideas
is
on.
me, Muhammad Hassan Wala, and I'm a student assistant facilitator at Rehan School Lahore campus, level 1 student batch 4, and I'm currently from Lahore, Pakistan. So this is my short introduction. Hello everybody, and
Okay.
welcome Miles.
Hey, good to hear from you. Sounds like you're gearing up for a stream. What's the topic going to be?
Okay, so today I have a new topic. So I will repeat my topic. My topic is how to learn to launch a startup with low budget. 2026 start smart with manual investment.
All right. How to launch a startup with a low budget in 2026. Start smart with investment. That's a solid topic, especially for students. Sounds like you've put some thought into it. What kind of questions are you planning on tackling during the stream?
Okay, so first of all, my first question is first question is
Shoot.
what is a low budget startup?
Hmm. Good starting point. A low budget startup to me is basically one that prioritizes resourcefulness over massive upfront investment. It's about being scrappy, leveraging free tools whenever possible, and focusing on validating ideas before pouring a ton of money in. It's less about needing a ton of capital and more about maximizing what you do have: time, skills, network, that kind of thing. Mm. Does that resonate with how you're thinking about it?
Okay, so good. So my next question is can you
All right,
start
bring it on.
can you start a business with no money?
It's a tricky one. Technically, yeah, you kind of can. It's not easy and it'll take a lot of hustle, but absolutely. Service based businesses are the easiest. Things where you're trading your time and skills directly for money, like freelancing, tutoring, or even just offering a specific skill to people in your area. You're not buying inventory or renting office space, you're just selling what you already have. But no money often means a lot of sweat equity. Does that make sense?
Does make sense? So my next question is why why start with a low budget?
Good question. Honestly, it forces you to be smarter. When you don't have a lot of money to throw at problems, you have to be creative, resourceful, and really focus on what actually matters. And it also minimizes your risk. If the idea doesn't work out, you haven't lost a fortune. Plus, bootstrapping, starting with little, can teach you a ton about running a business, and that experience is invaluable. It's kind of like learning to swim in the shallow end first.
Okay, nice. So my next question is huh, what are the benefits of low investment?
Okay, so benefits, first off, less financial risk. We already touched on that. Beyond that, you learn to be super efficient with your resources, which is a good habit to have. It encourages innovation. You have to find creative solutions when you can't just, buy your way out of problems. It builds resilience. And honestly, it can be more rewarding knowing you built something from nothing. Plus, it frees you up to focus on what's actually important, building a great product or service and getting it in front of the right people. So, what do you think? Does that align with what you've been thinking?
Okay, nice. So my next question is hmm, next question is experience necessary?
Absolutely. Though, not necessarily in the way people think. You don't need to have run a Fortune 500 company, but having some experience, even if it's from school projects, volunteering, or a part time job, is huge. It shows you can handle responsibility, work with others, and get things done. Even failing at something gives you valuable experience. It's less about a specific skill set and more about showing you can learn and adapt. What kind of experience are you drawing on for this startup idea?
Okay, nice. So my next question is next question is what skills are required?
Okay, skills. That depends on the startup, of course, but a few are pretty universal. You need some basic marketing skills, knowing how to reach your target audience. Sales skills are whoa, okay. A little unexpected, but all right. You mean like what's the point or what's the appeal? When you say what is the cup of tea, are you asking what makes a low budget startup actually worth doing?
Okay, so give me answer. Do not move any other ways.
All right, direct and to the point.
Give me answer.
The cup of tea, meaning the appeal, is freedom and potential.
Okay,
It's the
so
chance to build something
so
yourself on your own
thi-
terms
this is
without being beholden to invest. Okay, this is go go ahead, take your time. Super. Stefan,
okay. So my
okay, that's a bit.
okay. So my next question is.
All right, hit me with it. What's next?
Okay, so my next question is. What mindset
Yes.
is need?
That's a really important one. You need a growth mindset, believing your abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Resilience is key because you will face setbacks. You need to be comfortable with failure, seeing it as a learning opportunity rather than a reason to quit. You also need to be resourceful, proactive, and willing to learn constantly. Basically, a figure it out attitude. It's about believing in yourself and your idea, even when things get tough. How do you feel about all that? Does that sound like a mindset you're working on?
Okay, nice. So my next question is. Hmm. My next question is. How to start with limited resources?
Okay, so limited resources. This is where the scrappiness comes in. First, leverage free tools. Canva for design, Google Workspace for productivity, free social media platforms for marketing. Second, focus on organic growth, content marketing, social media engagement, building a community. Third, barter and trade, offer your skills in exchange for things you need. Fourth, prioritize, focus on the absolute essentials and postpone everything else. And finally, don't be afraid to ask for help. Network with other entrepreneurs, mentors, and potential collaborators. It's about being smart and maximizing every single resource you have. Does that feel doable? They are? Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
Okay,
You were saying it was
nice.
night?
Okay, so nice. So my next question is how to find low cost startup idea.
Or good question. Look for problems you can solve. Seriously, what frustrates you? What do you wish existed? Those are often great starting points. Think about your skills and passions. What are you already good at? Can you turn that into a service or product? Also, look for trends, what's becoming popular. But don't just chase trends, make sure there's a real need. Then research your competition. What are they doing well? What are they missing? And finally, think small. Don't try to build the next Amazon. Start with a simple, focused idea that you can execute well. Any ideas already bubbling up for you?
Okay, nice. So my next question is hmm, what are trending startup idea?
Just checking a few things. Give me a sec. Okay, so a few things are really hot right now. AI native businesses are huge. Basically, businesses built from the ground up around artificial intelligence. Personalized healthcare is another big one, tailoring treatments and services to individual needs. Sustainability is obviously a major trend with a lot of focus on eco friendly products and services. Fintech, financial technology is still booming, as is cybersecurity. There's a growing demand for renewable energy consulting. A lot of people are also leaning into remote work and solopreneurship, building small niche businesses. It's a lot to take in, huh? Does anything there jump out at you?
Okay, nice. So my next question is hmm, what is a service based startup?
Okay, so a service based startup is a business where you're primarily selling your skills and expertise rather than a physical product. Think freelancing, consulting, virtual assistant work, tutoring, graphic design, web development, social media management, things like that. You're trading your time and knowledge for money And it's generally a lower cost way to start a business because you don't have to worry about inventory or manufacturing. It's really scalable too. You can take on more clients as you grow. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense. So
Have you
my
thought about offering a?
okay, so my
Yeah,
next
it does.
okay, so my next question is, what is a digital startup?
All right. A digital startup is a business that primarily operates online. They leverage digital technologies, the internet, software, mobile apps to deliver their products or services. Think e commerce stores, software as a service companies, online education platforms, or even content creation businesses like blogging and vlogging. The key thing is that they don't rely on a physical storefront or traditional brick and mortar presence. It tends to have lower overhead and wider reach. Is that landing how you expected?
Okay, nice. So my next question is, hmm, next question is, what are online businesses ideas?
Okay, diving into ideas. There are tons, but here's a quick rundown. E commerce, of course, selling products online. Drop shipping, where you don't hold any inventory. Affiliate marketing, promoting other people's products. Blogging or vlogging, creating content, monetizing it through ads or sponsorships. Freelancing, offering your skills on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. Online courses or coaching. Social media management. Virtual assistant services, developing and selling digital products like ebooks or templates. And of course, AI powered services are becoming huge. Anything catching your eye?
Okay, nice. So my next question is, hmm, next question is, what is freelancing startup?
Okay, so what is a freelancing startup? That's a great question. Essentially, it's building a business around offering your skills as a service to clients on a project by project basis. Instead of being an employee, you're self employed. So you're a freelancer, but you're treating it like a real business with marketing, client management, and financial planning. You might focus on one skill like writing or graphic design, or you might offer a range of services. It's a good way to start with low investment and build up your experience and portfolio. Any thoughts on whether freelancing sounds like a good fit for you?
Okay, nice. So my next question is, hmm, what is drop shipping model?
All right, drop shipping. So imagine you're running an online store, but you don't actually stock any of the products yourself. When a customer buys something from your store, you forward the order to a third party supplier who then ships the product directly to the customer. You never actually handle the inventory. Your profit is the difference between what you charge the customer and what you pay the supplier. It's low risk because you don't have to invest in inventory up front, but the margins can be thin and you're relying on the supplier for quality and shipping. Sound kind of interesting?
Yes, interesting and wonderful. So my next question is, what is content based startup?
Nice. Glad you're digging it. Okay, so a content based startup is all about creating valuable, engaging content to attract and build an audience. Think blogs, YouTube channels, podcasts, social media accounts. You then monetize that audience through things like advertising, sponsorships, affiliate marketing, selling digital products, or offering subscriptions. It takes time and consistency to build an audience, but it can be very rewarding and create a pretty passive income stream once you've established yourself. It's essentially becoming a trusted resource in a specific niche. What kind of content are you naturally drawn to creating?
Okay, nice. So my next question is, hmm, next question is, how to choose a niche?
All right, choosing a niche. Oh, that's a big one. First, think about your passions and interests. What do you genuinely enjoy? Second, look for a gap in the market. Is there something that people are searching for that isn't being well served? Third, consider profitability. Is there a way to monetize that niche? Tools like Google Trends can help you see what people are searching for. Also, look at existing communities. Are there no active forums or social media groups focused on a particular topic? And don't be afraid to start small and narrow. You can always expand later. What are some things you're really into? You can brainstorm from there.
Okay, nice. So my next question is, uh,
Got it.
what is problem solving idea?
Okay. A problem solving idea? This is really where good businesses start. It's identifying a frustration or need that people have and then creating a solution. It's about spotting a pain point and offering something that makes life easier, better, or more enjoyable. To find these, pay attention to your own frustrations, listen to what people complain about, and look for inefficiencies in existing systems. It's about asking, what can I do to make this better? And then actually doing it. What problems do you notice around you every day?
Okay, nice. So my next question is, hmm, how to val- validate a startup idea?
Great question. Validation is key. Don't build something nobody wants, right? First, talk to your target audience, ask them about their problems and whether your solution would actually solve them. Do customer interviews. Second, create a landing page describing your idea and see if people sign up for updates. That shows interest. Third, build a minimum viable product or MVP, a very basic version of your product, and get it in front of users for feedback. Fourth, run some targeted ads to see if people click through. And finally, analyze your competitors. If no one else is solving this problem, it could be a sign that there's no market for it. Are you thinking about a specific idea you'd like to validate? We could talk through it.
Okay, nice. So my next question is, uh, what is market research?
Okay, market research. Essentially, it's gathering information about your target market and industry to make informed business decisions. It's about understanding who your customers are, what they want, and how much they're willing to pay. It involves things like analyzing demographics, conducting surveys, studying your competitors, and tracking industry trends. It helps you assess the viability of your idea, minimize risk. You can use free tools like Google Trends and social media analytics, or you can invest in more in depth research. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense. So my next question is, what is target audience?
Okay, a target audience. Think of it as this specific group of people you're trying to reach with your product or service. It's not everyone, that's too broad. Uh, It's about identifying the people who are most likely to be interested in what you're offering.
Okay,
We define it
nice.
based on things like age, gender, location, income, interests, and behavior. The more specific you are, the better you can tailor your marketing efforts and create products that resonate with them. To figure out yours, ask yourself, who would benefit most from my solution? What are their needs and pain points? What are their demographics? It's vital, honestly. Have you started thinking about who yours would be?
Okay, very wonderful. So my next question is, what is check demand?
All right, check and demand. This is all about figuring out if there's actually a need for what you're offering. You want to know if people are actively searching for a solution to the problem you're solving. Tools like Google Keyword Planner can show you how many people are searching for specific keywords related to your idea. Social media listening can help you see what people are talking about. Look at trends on sites like Trend Hunter. Also, pay attention to what your competitors are doing. If they're successful, that's a good sign that there's demand. Basically, you want to validate that people aren't just interested in your idea, but they're actively looking for a solution like yours. You with me?
Okay, so my next question is, what is competitor analyze?
Good question. Competitor analysis is researching your rivals to see what they're doing well, what they're doing poorly, and where there are opportunities for you to stand out. Look at their products, their pricing, their marketing strategies, their strengths and weaknesses. What are they saying? What are customers saying about them? Tools like SEMrush and Ahrefs can help you analyze their website traffic and keywords. It's about learning from their successes and failures and finding your own unique angle. It helps you refine your own strategy and position yourself effectively in the market. Sound helpful?
Yes, helpful. So my next question is, what is MVP?
All right, MVP, minimum viable product. It's a super important concept. Basically, the most basic version of your product that you can launch with to test your idea and get feedback from real users. It's not fully featured, it's just enough to solve the core problem and demonstrate value. And think of it as a prototype or a simplified version. The goal is to get it in front of customers quickly and cheaply without spending months building something nobody wants. It helps you validate your idea and iterate based on real world feedback. That makes sense?
Yes, makes sense. So my next question is, how to rest protect chiefty?
Chiefty? Sorry,
Yes.
I'm not following. Did you perhaps mean test product?
No,
Or
no.
is chiefly a
I
word?
will repeat my question. My question is how to test product. Uh,
Okay, got it. Sorry for the confusion. So, how to test a product? There are a lot of ways. User testing is huge. Get real people to use your product and give you feedback. Beta testing, release it to a small group of users for a trial period. A set B testing, compare different versions of your product to see which performs better. Surveys and questionnaires, gather feedback from a larger audience. And analytics, track how people are using your product to identify areas for improvement. The key is to get real world feedback early and often. Dana Bajin, does that give
okay.
you a good starting point?
Okay. So nice.
Good. Do you want to
So
go?
okay. So my next question is, what is feedback importance?
Okay, feedback importance. It's huge. Seriously, feedback is the lifeline of any startup. It tells you what's working, what's not, what needs to be changed. It helps you avoid building something nobody wants, and it allows you to iterate and improve your product based on real user needs. It shows your customers that you value their opinions, and ultimately, it increases your chances of success. Don't be afraid of negative feedback. That's often the most valuable kind. It's a gift, really. Are you planning on actively soliciting feedback during your live stream?
Okay. So my next question is, hmm, next is how to improve idea.
All right, improving an idea. First, listen to feedback. Seriously, that's the biggest one. Second, research, keep learning about your market and your competitors. Third, iterate. Don't be afraid to make changes based on what you learn. Fourth, simplify. Often the best ideas are the simplest ones. Fifth, brainstorm, get creative, and explore different possibilities. And finally, don't be afraid to pivot. If your idea isn't working, be willing to change direction. It's all about continuous improvement. Any specific part of your idea you are thinking of tweaking right now?
Okay, nice. So my next question is, what is product market fit?
Okay, product market fit. It's a big one. It's basically when you've found a sizable market that really wants your product. It's when your product solves a real problem for people and they're willing to pay for it. It's often described as reaching the point where you are pulling your product out of customers' hands. There's strong customer demand, word of mouth is spreading, and growth is happening organically. It's not just about having a great product, it's about having a great product that meets a real market need. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense. So my next question is, how to create startup plan.
All right, a startup plan. So it's not necessarily a huge formal document at first, but you need a solid roadmap. Start with an executive summary, then a company description, a market analysis, outlining your target audience. Then detail your product or service, your marketing and sales strategy, and your financial projections. You also need to map out your team and define your funding needs. Focus on being realistic and data driven, and be prepared to adapt as you learn. Honestly, there are tons of templates online. Just Google startup business plan template. You want something clear and concise that helps you stay focused. Does that give you a good overview?
No. So thank you. So my next question is, what is business model?
Okay, so a business model. Think of it as the plan for how your company makes money. It's how you create, deliver, and capture value. There are lots of different types: subscription, freemium, advertising, e commerce, wholesale, and so on. Your business model should clearly define your target audience, your value proposition, your revenue streams, and your cost structure. It's essentially the engine that drives your business. What are you thinking of for your business model with this startup idea?
Okay, so thank you everyone for watching my AI session with Miles. So if you enjoy, so you can like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you want to watch like this content, but mm, with Miles,
That's a great call to
with Miles,
perfect.
so you can subscribe and click on all notifications so you can receive all my notifications on YouTube live and other uploading videos. So thank you so much for your support and supporting me. So I will creating very emotional and educational content for your or of my audience. So thank you everyone, and thank you Miles.
That's awesome. Sounds like you're building a great community there. It's cool you're mixing education with emotional connection. That's something audiences respond to. Are you planning to wrap up the stream there?
Okay, nice. So bye bye Miles and bye bye everyone.